Are you coming to Bonaire to shore dive? Do you plan on diving Andrea too? Would you like some tips and tricks to make your Bonaire shore diving experience easier and more enjoyable?
Well, that's what we're talking about in this video.
And we're doing it right now. Hey folks, Liz and Kevin here with you on Bonaire at the dive site Andrea 2. It's a phenomenal dive site. I think you're really going to like it. We're located here in the Santa Barbara Crowns neighborhood. That's where Andrea 2 as well as her sister site Andrea 1 are located. And we're going to tell you all about it in this, which is another video in our series on the different shore dive sites here on Bonaire. We're going to show you the best place to enter the water, the best place to exit, give you the lay of the land outside of the dive site, as well as a few tips and pointers. Liz will actually also demonstrate the entry and exit for you. So we really hope you like that. If you like videos like this, be sure and subscribe to our channel. Give the video a thumbs up. I know it sounds silly, but that really does help support the channel. But let's dive right into why you really should dive Andrea 2. And it's a unique site. The geography and topography of it is very different from any other site. It's a very gradual drop-off. So there's not a reef wall that's not steep at all like you're used to. It's almost like you're in the shallows the entire time, which is somewhat of a warning to you. So anywhere from about 25 feet down to 55 to 60, it's a slow grade. You may not realize that you're descending. You might think you're cruising along at 30 feet, but you're really at 55 feet, consuming a little more air. So keep that in mind. But what's super nice about it is it's little coral formations all over the place surrounded by sand. So it really is like you're in the shallows. You've got hard coral formations, soft coral, but it's really the only place on the island that I found that you can have reef all around you. Now, you always do if you're on the reef wall, right? But you've got the deep blue to your right and the wall to your left, depending on your direction. But here at Andrea 2, you're really surrounded by sand and reef the entire time. So it's just a cool, unique site that you're not going to find that type dive anywhere else in the island that I found, at least not on the West Coast. So I think you really need to come dive this site. A lot of marine life too. Liz wants to tell you all about that, but good stuff coming.
Yeah, I really like this site. As Kevin mentioned, I like the mix of the sand and the coral. There's a lot of little nooks and crannies if you want to hang upside down and look under and see what you can find. We've got trumpet fish, my favorites, usually cowfish and trunkfish we see out here. We did see a little family of lionfish the other day, more than we've seen recently. A school of blue tang, really just your usual suspects of fish that you see around here. But it is a nice mix of this kind of shallows and deep, where you've got the sand and you've got the hard coral mixed in together, and then it makes for some good nooks and crannies to look for some fish.
Yeah, definitely lots of great marine life. And what's also nice about all the sand amongst the coral is it's easy to pick out colors. So if you've got that big green moray eel, it's going to be easy to spot. Or even the smaller spotted eels and sharp-tailed eels are easy to find. I can't guarantee those. We dove the site one time and saw 3 big giant morays. We dove it yesterday, didn't see any. There is something here though that you may see and probably see, and I believe it's a resident Cubera snapper. The thing is enormous, not your normal size one. This thing is huge. It's been here for a few weeks now, the few times I've dived the site, so don't know its name. If you do, put that in the comments, but come on down. Andrea 2 is a great site. The area it's located typically has very calm water, regardless of the time of day. We've got some weird wind today and yesterday, so it was a little more wavy than normal, but in general, it's a site you can come to the majority of the time and find nice calm water and easy entries. So you really got to come dive it. It's a great site. Right now we're going to show you how to find the sites in the car, then show you the lay of the land. So stick with us. Hey folks, real quick before we do the lay of the land and how to find this site, I forgot to mention that this is a great site for snorkeling here at Andrea 2. So if you've got snorkel buddies, make sure you bring them here with you. They can snorkel while you dive. Let's get back to the video. Okay folks, to find Andrea 2, you'll take a left here in this yellow walled neighborhood. As you drive the North Road, you'll see the yellow rock there for Andrea 1 and Andrea 2. So turn left into the neighborhood, and then immediately you're going to see rocks for both Andrea 1 to the left and Andrea 2 to the right. So turn right at the yellow rock. And just follow this road down. Now you are in a neighborhood. There are vacation villas here and people live here, so drive slowly. No need to rush around in someone's home. You're going to take your first left. You'll see the yellow rock for Andrea 2, so take a left. And drive on down to the waterfront. The pavement's going to end here in a second, but keep going once the pavement ends. And also be careful going down the hill. There may be someone exiting as you're entering the parking area, and there's also a big drop off as soon as the pavement ends, right here. But just come on in and park your vehicle and have a great dive. Well, folks, let's take a look at the lay of the land here at Andrea 2. Plenty of parking. You can see where we just drove down the concrete pathway to get here. You watched the clip on how to find the parking area, and here it is, but plenty of places to park. So just pull in. You may find other folks here. This is a great snorkel site as well as a great dive site. But let's go find that entry. And what's really nice about Andrea 2 is it's very well marked now. So it should not be a problem to find the entry and exit. So just come on down to the beach and enter in between the two yellow rocks. Once again, couldn't be easier, but be careful. Got some steps here, and then you've got coral rubble here in the water. Okay. But just take your path out, walk on out, super easy. Unless you stub your toe like I just did when you're wearing flip-flops. But come on out. You can see this mossy substratey area that can be slick, so this is another reason to have the walking stick. Then just a very small step when you get to the end of that, not a problem. Just make sure you steady yourself so you don't slip there. And then head on out. You can see some coral heads you need to navigate and get through. A little to the left, then to the right. Then a clear path, head on out. Once you're deep enough to put your fins on and kick out. You can see the mooring buoy somewhat to the north. There's no need to swim to that unless you just want to use that as a navigational marker, as your point. Quite honestly, we do that, especially if the surface current is pushing us there, might as well. But once you descend, of course, take a good compass heading from that mooring buoy if you're using that, so you can navigate back to here. Because hopefully you can see all this shallow coral here, as well as here. You really need to come back to here to get out. That's going to be the easiest thing for you. It's quite honestly what's best for the reef too. So come on back to here. Let's go find Liz and she'll demonstrate this entry for us. Here comes Liz. She's going to show us how to enter here at Andrea 2. She's got that walking stick. And I know some of y'all are tired of me mentioning that thing, but it is very helpful in entries like this that appear easy, but they're not. She's down just a gentle slope into the water, but it can be slick. And she's going to steady with that walking stick. And then get down to that sand channel and go between those coral heads or rocks. And I'm going to try not to fall because I don't have a walking stick. She's going through that little channel. Going to go a little bit right. What you can't see, she's getting to area where she's got a rock she has to step over. Yep, she just found it, but she didn't fall because of the walking stick. Walk over. And right there's where you can put your fins on and kick on out. And she's going to turn around and come on back out the way she got in. And we'll get out of her way. Once again, you don't have to use the mooring here. I like to. As far as a navigational marker, below that, there are some interesting tube sponges you could use as navigational markers. I prefer that you use several in a scene combined together, so 2 or 3 points that you can recognize. If you end up diving south, there is a pillar coral close to the entry that'll notify you that you're getting back home. But north, you need to find a better one. But here comes Liz. Once again, just kind of, she's having to look where she's stepping because there are some ruts in there. There's some rocks. She'll let the water wash by and come on out. A little slick stuff here. But she's heading out, making it look easy. Folks, that's how you do it. Just like that. Well, folks, that's just about going to do it here for us at Andrea 2. We hope you enjoyed the video and found it helpful. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. We'd really appreciate that. But for now, we're going to gear up, get in, and we'll see you at the next dive site.